Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to AI Decoded. Quick question. Have you heard about graphs? Of course, you probably studied them in DSA. But have you heard of LangGraph? Wait, what's that? Some new kind of graph? Are interviewers at Google or Amazon asking about it now? Not really. But still, today we'll talk a bit about graphs and introduce you to a new technology. N8N. What is it? Why use? Can you use it? Absolutely, you can. Don't worry, it's all open source. You'll actually have fun with it, and you'll get a fresh perspective on how to automate your day-to-day life using AI. That's true AI utilization. You'll also pick up a few new terms along the way. So subscribe if you haven't already, and please tell me in the comments whether you're enjoying the AI videos. Alright, let's talk a bit about graphs. Let me take you to the screen and we'll discuss graphs. So here's a small topic, graphs. What are they? How do they work? Let me show you. Here's a small node. Here's another small node. You might say, but in class, nodes were circles. Sure, we can use circles, but I like squares more, so I'm using those. These are nodes, and what connects these nodes is called an edge. That's the most basic idea of a graph. We've all studied nodes and edges in DSA, but what's their actual practical use? Let's understand that in real-world terms. We could write code for it. Actually, we won't code today because we don't need to. Instead, I'll give you a full workflow environment. If the code was needed, we'd absolutely do it. So that's the classic base. On top of this, there's a company, LangChain, with a bunch of products. You've probably heard of LangChain, LangGraph, and Langsmith. What they said was, sure, you can build graphs like this, but now we'll show you how to build LangGraph. Same idea, you define nodes, multiple nodes, and you define that when a node does some task, say this one does X and that node does Y, then Y should run only after X completes. And we can add more nodes further. Like suppose here's another node, that does something else, say it does Z. That Z node shouldn't connect directly. First X should run, then Y, then Z. Cool? Now yes, you typically do all this in code, and it's not that hard. You define nodes, connect them, and so on. But the open source world went a step further and said, we'll give you a tool, N8N. Now what is N8N? In simple terms, I'd say N8N is kind of like LangGraph plus a UI. With LangGraph, you're building graphs anyway, so here you can build those graphs using a UI. And yes, the whole source code is open. Now, XYZ graphs make sense so far, but let's take a concrete example. Suppose we have a node here. What is this node? This one is a Google Sheets node. Alright, let's zoom in a bit. Make it a little smaller. Good. So this is Google Sheets. Say you have a team that makes YouTube videos, just shorts. Whenever there's a new news item or a tip, your journalists come in and add the data into this Google Sheet. Now you want another node that connects to ChatGPT. By that I mean OpenAI. Got it? So an OpenAI connection is connected. Why OpenAI? So that whenever a new row is added in the Google Sheet, we can send that row to OpenAI. And then from Google Sheets, we've got another sheet called Final Ideas. These are our final ideas. We'll have ChatGPT take the raw information we sent and lightly transform it, e.g. tag whether the item is about finance, tech, or a startup world update, whatever it is. Once the idea is finalized, I want that idea to post as a message to our company's Slack. If you don't use Slack, maybe you use Discord, either works. So the message lands in Slack or Discord. As soon as it does, we can set up another ChatGPT step so that when the Slack/Discord message goes out, automatically we assign it to someone, turn it into a ticket, and assign it to your editor or your tech editor or finance editor. Once it's assigned, we can do two things. Send a message to the editor. Here's your task. Please start editing via ChatGPT. And in parallel, we can also use an audio GPT. You've seen plenty of those, like 11 Labs, etc., tools that convert text to voice. So ChatGPT sends one message to the editor and another to an audio GPT tool. Actually, let's tweak the flow. Drop the editor from the first step because it doesn't feel clean. We'll go ChatGPT Audio GPT to generate voice, then send that to the editor. The editor says, video is ready to publish. That's just a small example. You can automate a ton of things like this. Say a recruiter email hits your inbox. You want an automatic notification on Discord or Telegram. You can send the email content to ChatGPT or any LLM and have it decide. Only ping me if it's important. Lots of interesting automations like this. All of this can be done with LangGraph and also inside N8N. Yep. So let's look at exactly that. What is N8N? It looks something like this, with some sponsored promos here and there. It's a full-on powerful workflow automation with AI. You can see all the capabilities. There's even Anthropic's model here. You'll need to add your API keys, of course. You can introduce memory as well. Then there are managers. Add to this channel / that channel. Makes for a nice flow. People are already using it in tons of scenarios. You'll see examples all over. From 11 Labs and beyond, check out the integrations. 7 minutes and 12 seconds to 8 minutes and 18 seconds. As many integrations as I've needed are already here. Browse around. What's included? Chains, yep. Basic LLM chains, chat, Q&A chain, text classifier, summarize chain, sentiment analysis, everything. In developer tools, you'll see things like app, Flash, Gong, probably not what you'll use. In development, HTTP request, function, command, GitHub, MongoDB, memory, GraphQL, all the stuff you'd expect. And then Google Sheets. Under marketing or productivity, you've got Notion, Jira, Trello, Calendly, Google Sheets triggers, scroll, and you'll find pretty much everything. Now, pricing gets interesting. You'll see plans like $20, $50, and contact us. But there's something notable here. They follow what folks often call the WordPress model. What's the WordPress model? Maybe you haven't heard of it. Let me explain. Here's what the WordPress model is. You've got a piece of software, could be WordPress, could be N8N, anything. The software itself stays the same, but the pricing is around hosting and services. N8N works similarly. You can take the software yourself and run it self-hosted, or you can use their hosted version. So there's self-hosted software and hosted software. If you run it self-hosted, it's free, well, free, as in you still pay for RAM, storage, bandwidth, or your own machine's electricity. If you use the hosted version, obviously you're paying for their service. Both options are available, and you know where we're headed. Self-hosted. I'll show you the easiest, best way. If we go to their docs, here's self-host N8N. You'll see install Docker, configure environment variables, then authentication, scaling, securing. Easy, right? But this is where most folks get stuck. Docker installation on Linux with all those commands plus Postgres feels a bit much. Let me show you an easier way that might surprise you. You can use Hostinger. Yep, super easily. Let's head to Hostinger. No affiliate link or anything, just going straight there. You'll see pricing in dollars. Fun trick. Add/in, sorry, not N, in, to jump to the India version. Let's log in with Google. I'll use the Chai and Code account. I rarely use this one, but let's continue. We'll walk through all the steps, sit back and relax. It'll take a moment since it's a first-time account setup. Continue. Oh, they want all these details. Do we have to fill them? Can we skip? Yes, we can. Nice. Now head to VPS on the left sidebar. We want a VPS, specifically a KVM VPS. What's KVM? Different platforms use different names. AWS EC2 calls them instances. Here they call it KVM. They have their own meanings, but let's not dive into that. Let's go to setup. In our country, latency is best. 23 milliseconds is pretty good. You can choose Lithuania or wherever. I'll stick with our country. Then I'll slide this over so you can see clearly. Go to Applications. There's also OS with panel. You can take a raw machine too, no problem. We tend to get scared, that's why we don't do it. But watch me do it once and you'll do it easily. You'll see things from Blue Sky to e-commerce. Everything's available here. Under Show More, you've got GitLab. Host your own GitLab, no issues. Spin up Ghost 2. Great blogging software. Not exactly WordPress, but solid. Now, the app we care about is N8N, which wants Ubuntu. Cool. Select it and hit Next. Malware scanner and all that we'll skip for now. Root? Yep, it needs root. Okay, I've added a password. Hopefully I'll remember it. Next. They're offering KVM at $5 per month, $6 per month, etc. 2 CPU cores, 8 GB RAM, 8 terabytes of bandwidth, more than enough for us. That's all we need. For a demo, I could use an even smaller one, but fine, let's go with this. We'll do 1 month since this is just a demo. I already have another account where this is running. I'll show you. Do we have a coupon code? No. Hostinger, if you're watching, send over a coupon code. I'll add it in the comments, cool? Choose a payment method, and here's the interesting part, we get UPI, which is a favorite here. I'd show you my UPI ID so you could send payment directly, but for now I'll pause the video, enter the details, and see you in a sec. Okay, here's the usual Razorpay screen we all know. I'll just pay from my phone. Alright, paying this too. We all know how to pay via UPI. Payment's done. I'll pause this because pop-ups sometimes reveal background info. Now what do? Nothing. Just sip your tea and chill. This will take a little time because, behind the scenes, this is called provisioning. Learn that fancy word. Provisioning means resources are being allocated to you, like some amount of RAM, storage, bandwidth. That's provisioning. A machine is being provisioned for you, then Ubuntu will be installed on it. Then N8N will be installed and configured. All the Docker stuff is handled here. What do? Sit back and enjoy your tea. It's at 11%. Once it's done, we'll continue. Alright, comparatively fast. Now let's go straight to Manage VPS. There we go, Manage VPS. Can we skip this? Yes, we can. Okay, now we have N8N built. On Ubuntu Manage Apps. Let's go manage it. We already have a URL, great. Let's add an email, the same one we just used. First name, yep. Last name, yep. Here you go. Password, alright, done. Hopefully I remember it. Security product updates? No, don't need those. Click next. Can we skip this? No. Fine. We'll choose software as a service as the first option wherever it shows up. Okay? And no, here we'll choose YouTube. Cool? Get started. Get a paid feature for free. Free stuff is always nice. Whether we use it or not, we'll take it. We could skip, but fine. Send me a key if you're offering. Alright, that's our basic setup. Now we've got a sample AI agent and we can also start from scratch. Here are credentials and our executions. We don't have to worry much about execution costs since we're self-hosting. So what can we do now? Start from scratch. We can do that. Or go back and pick a template. Yep, templates are available. Here's OpenChat. It's super easy. You open a chat, it hits the AI agent, you add a chat model, choose whatever database you want for memory. For tools, you can even write custom code like, I want this functionality to run via my code. We'll cover the tools concept another time. It's very easy to grasp in LangChain. All that is possible. And if you want to add another node, just click the plus sign. What kind of node do you want? An AI node? Here you go. Summarization, text classifier, these all come nicely set up with prompts and such. If you want actions or flows, those are here too. Pick actions and tell it what to do. From what I've searched so far, pretty much everything is available. Discord, here it is. Slack, available. Sheets, Google Sheets is available. You can automate whatever you like. Pick Google Sheets, done. What do you want to do? Create a sheet, lots of triggers. Append a row, update a row, whatever you need. Like we discussed, you select which sheet, it prompts you to set credentials, same pop-up, and you connect your Google account. That's it. Not much to it. Though, building flows is an art in itself. Not everyone can just whip up great flows, but it's also not so hard that you can't do it. You absolutely can. The key is your thought process, how the flow will actually be used later. That matters most. Now, you've seen this is your own hosting. It's all yours. You can connect a custom domain, no problem. Where was that option? Not manage VPS, no, not here. Our machine is running here. Can we go inside? Yes. Okay, settings. Here are our settings, and hopefully DNS is somewhere around here. I don't usually tweak DNS here. There's our hostname, you can change it, add your domain, and that's it. Now it'll run on your domain. Honestly, this default domain is fine too, since the flow we're building doesn't really need a public URL. Look, servers aren't as scary as we think. We just freak out for no reason, like, oh no, a server, how will it work? But we've got the full workflow here, just try it once. You won't get it until you try and use it. You can also jump to their GitHub. It's a very active repo, 14,000 commits, and one landed just 24 minutes ago. By the time I thought of making this video and actually made it, they pushed a commit. You can see the source code, it's fully open source. And yes, these are the kinds of things that truly empower an individual to use software without being intimidated by it. And self-hosting, what's the harm? Try it. By the way, I hope you liked the video. If you want a similar video on LangGraph or LangChain, maybe LangChain didn't click for you and you want a simpler explanation with small examples and a bit of code, or if you want to learn how to create nodes in LangGraph through code, tell me in the comments, and whichever topic gets the most comments will be next. If you want to learn something else, check the description. Details are there. Use it comfortably. Until you use it, the fear stays. Getting rid of that fear matters most. Alright? I hope you liked this demo. And please, if you build something like this, take a screenshot and tag me on Twitter or LinkedIn. I love it when you don't just watch tutorials, but actually use them, implement them, and at least attempt it. Like, yes, we tried it. That's all for now. See you in the next video.